Oh my God, you guys come and sit down and shut the door. Things have just exploded to new levels of what is going on in the Wendy Williams drama. If you guys don't know, last night, Wendy Williams was like, yo, I'm a prisoner. The Guardian was like, what are you talking about, Wendy? You're not a prisoner. She said, oh, really? So Wendy's niece, Alexa Fine, came in and said, no, if she's not a prisoner, I'm taking my aunt out to dinner to celebrate at her favorite Italian restaurant. They said, okay. They even let them on the elevator and let them go. Spoiler alert, the fifth floor that Wendy's on, you need someone, an attendant, to actually give you access to the elevator. There's no way you can sneak out of that. Leading credits to the fact that Wendy Williams is saying that she is living in a prison. Okay, well, get this, right? So they said, go ahead, have fun. While they were out, the Guardian literally called the police and said that Wendy had been kidnapped by her niece. I know, it's playing dirty. The judge even came in, Lisa Sokol, or whatever her name is, came in and said, guess what? Wendy keeps talking this. We're moving her into a place even more restrictive. Wendy said, nothing can be more restrictive than this. Are you out of your mind? Anyway, Wendy's lawyer stepped in and said, yeah, no, for real. Are y'all out of your mind? Wendy Williams' lawyer has fought back with an emergency filing amid the hospital admission. Y'all, let's get into this, okay? Wendy Williams' conservatorship and illness has caused concern among her peers and fans. Now, keep in mind, her illness is, nobody really knows, because now we are finding out that everything that Guardian told us and the conservatorship told us, down to her level of mental fragility, looks like it has been a lie. According to two independent psychiatric evaluations, Wendy Williams is experiencing no cognitive decline. But let's keep going. The concerns rose that reports stated that Wendy Williams has been rushed to the hospital, followed by a wellness check by the NYPD. However, Wendy's lawyers are now fighting back as reports from the U.S. Sun shared that they have filed an emergency petition to have her removed from her senior living facility. Now, listen, on March 11, the lawyer filed a petition after Wendy passed her mental evaluation with flying colors. The flying described the facility as unsafe, and Wendy had also called the facility nothing more than a luxury prison. Luxury indeed. Do you know that Wendy Williams is paying somewhere between $16,000 and $18,000 a month to not have any privileges? Now, mind you, even after that, Sabrina, Guardian, has also been doing her best to go through Wendy's funds in order for Wendy to finance all the lawsuits against the guardianship and Sabrina, the lawyer, and Sabrina, the guardian. Let it also be known that Wendy says she can't stand her guardian, to which the judge is like, we don't care. Despite Wendy's attitude, she actually used that coded language. Apparently, Wendy got an attitude. You mean the person paying for Sabrina Moore's whole life? You mean the person paying for everything? She has an attitude? How dare you, Wendy, have an attitude about the way your money's spent on people you can't stand? Because I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Sabrina's not the only guardian. Why do we have to go through Sabrina's doctors, Sabrina, and even through that whole law firm? Why can't a new guardian be named, even if Wendy is in severe cognitive decline? If she don't like the girl, she don't like the girl. Get somebody else on the case. Why? Well, I think is because this is nothing but all a big elaborate con. But let's move on. Anyway, right? Wendy said, this is nothing but a luxury prison. I have no rights. I can't do what I want. And honestly, the way they reacted to her niece taking her out to dinner, even though they'd asked for permission and got it, it shows that they don't want Wendy going too far because they're probably afraid of what they're going to be exposed to. Now, a source close to Wendy Williams stated her guardianship attorney is filing an emergency petition to have her moved to less restricted alternative housing. Now, mind you, this was done in secret. And mind you, when you file an emergency petition, you don't go through the same judge. You go through a different judge. And mind you, they didn't know when they called the police on Alex that this emergency petition had already been filed. Baby, they are playing checkers, and Wendy is playing chess. Let's keep going. They said The hospital attempted to discharge her Monday. If you guys don't know, the care facility she's living in is not a hospital. It can't give hospital care. Wendy was taken to Lenox Hill Hospital, where they had an independent psychiatrist evaluate. Even though when she tried to go, the police showed up and said, yo, she wants to go to the hospital. And they were like, no, no, no. We have hospitals. Why don't you stay here? Wendy was like, hell no, I got to go. They tried everything they could do. She was taken to the hospital. She was evaluated. The scary, spooky thing is, they said that Sabrina Peterson was, even though she kept saying, me and Wendy are great friends, we get along great. Wendy the whole time has said, I hate this woman. Do you know Sabrina Peterson never went and spoke to Wendy Williams face to face, but she was actually in the hospital? Ooh, how does that make sense? Because they said, being a little Jeeper creeper, Sabrina Peterson was listening for the whole time outside of Wendy's room, but never dared go in to see Wendy. Gina, that is the advocate that is helping Wendy, and Wendy is not old. She's only 60 years old. Baby, it is not 1901. 60 years old literally is like midlife at this point. Wendy still got a whole lot of life to live and a whole bunch of booty shorts to wear. You know Wendy Williams loves a good booty short moment, right? And some high top Gucci sneakers. I'm just saying. Well, let me just get back to this. Now, why was she just eerily slinking around like a monitoring spirit? Why was she out there monitoring everything that Wendy was doing inside her room? Because people say that now that Wendy is basically covered in the blood of Christ and she got a lawyer to match, she is now realizes that anything she says can and will be used against her. Let's not forget, New York is a one-party consent state to being taped. You don't need the other person to know that they're being taped. As long as one party in the conversation knows they are being recorded, either taped or videotaped, you do not need the other party's consent. That means that whatever Sabrina says to Wendy, Wendy can actually make a legal record and present it in court. So Sabrina will not even have a conversation with Wendy anymore. Again, leading you to wonder, how can you be her guardian and how can you take care of her if you cannot have if you're afraid to have a conversation with her? Because what are you actually worried about? If Wendy is actually, as they allege, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I'm not making light of mental illness. I'm being very facetious at the way they are trying to make it seem like Wendy is just literally girl interrupted right now. If Wendy is suffering severe cognitive impairment and just talking crazy, and she's the one being difficult, and she's the one that can't be trusted, then why wouldn't you want to be recorded? Wouldn't you want this all on tape to actually show how Wendy is actually the abusive one and poor Sabrina? Wouldn't you? Yeah, I would think you would. But Sabrina won't go near Wendy and have a word, but she is hanging around Wendy outside her hospital room like a monitoring spirit. On top of that, once she was discharged and the emergency petition was filed with a new judge, I believe, that will have to make a decision on this, Wendy went back. The judge, the lawyers, the law firm for evil Sabrina, and all my opinion, and Sabrina all issued statements saying Wendy is not in a prison. She can come and go as she pleases, and she can talk to family members as she pleases. Wendy pushed that pedal to the metal, and again, they reported her niece for kidnapping. Anyway, to get back what the lawyer said they attempted to discharge her Monday night back to the senior facility, but Wendy and her lawyer objected. They said Wendy's team told the hospital that their client has a fundamental human right to refuse to be discharged to an unsafe environment. Wendy has lived at that facility for 7 months. Again, I agree with this. Wendy's team told the hospital that their client has a fundamental human right to refuse to be discharged to an unsafe environment. And I will say this once and I will say this again, and that judge in Wendy's case keeps overlooking the obvious, and we need to talk about it. If Wendy doesn't like her guardian, Wendy is paying top dollar for that woman to be a monitoring spirit. If you don't know what a monitoring spirit is, please go look it up, because it is. You're going to see a picture of Sabrina, right? But Wendy is paying top dollar. She is not in need of, oh my God, who's going to do it? She's paying top dollar. She can get a new guardian like that. On top of that, why can't one of her family members be a guardian? I find it very odd that Wendy's whole highly educated, highly loving family. Yeah, I know they got drama, but baby, every family got drama. Once you peel away the polite thing, of course it's going to be drama beef, but there are enough people on the right side to actually say to Wendy, hey, wait a second, I'll take care of her. The fact that they are actually saying that Wendy's family, for whatever reason, off the bat, highly educated family, is not competent enough, educated enough, or loving enough to take care of her, but this woman, Sabrina Peterson, who Wendy hates, is? Yeah, something is really, really, really going on. In any case, right? Listen, again, it's a lot. Again, the Wendy's Williams guardian attorney and her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, were both at the hospital with Wendy. And there was a lot to do. Listen, you guys, I'm going to keep you guys updated. News is coming in by the second. I'll keep you guys posted. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.